What's up, guys? Dodgers Randy here to go over this game recap really quickly with you guys, and then we'll get into that Q&A. Hang on, sorry, I'm trying to pull up. There we go. All right, now I have it on here so I can get your guys' questions. But let's get into this game. Great game. We won 10-2. Yeah, 10-2. We now move to 33-18 on the season. The Twins and Astros are the only other teams with 33 wins. However, they're both currently playing, last I checked. So we'll see what happens with their games at the end of the night. Update really quickly on a couple guys. Joe Kelly went on bereavement leave as of today. He's expected to be back Monday. Because of this, Garlick was recalled and he is on the team. For those of you that don't know, bereavement leave usually means that there's a death in the family, close family. So good thoughts out to Joe's family. Never ever want to have anyone go through that. So he should be back Monday, and hope whatever he's dealing with, he's got the support he needs and everything's okay. Baez threw off the mound today, kind of see how his right knee felt. He wasn't really available today, so I wasn't at the game because it's in Pittsburgh. I don't go to every single game. He threw off the mound, see how his knee felt after taking that line drive off of it the other day. They were down 2 relievers today in the pen, so because of that, but Roberts does expect him to be back tomorrow or Sunday to pitch, so all is well. Buehler, another great outing by him. He just keeps getting better and better each outing. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. He actually joined some Dodgers legends today and made some history. No worries. Made some history in the record books. Fewest starts. He tied Ramon Martinez. This is just Dodgers history, franchise history. He tied Ramon Martinez at 33 games for the fewest starts to get to 200 strikeouts. So he did it in 33 games. The only other Dodgers pitchers that do it quicker were Nomo and Valenzuela. So he's up there with pretty high company. He did he did pitch a little bit in 2017 and had 12 strikeouts. However, they only count if he started. So good for him. He's doing a lot better. Not counting today's game, starts in May. The team had a 1-2 record with him on the mound. However, Buehler has 20 innings pitched, so he's averaging about 6.5 innings per start. He's given up 16 hits, which is kind of a lot for him. But, you know, it is what it is. He's still kind of getting his feel to everything. He's given up 7 runs, only 4 of them have been earned. 1 walk, which is insane, 22 strikeouts, and he's had a 1.80 ERA. So again today, he has 6 innings, only gives up 1 run, so his ERA looking really, really good since May. His first 3 start of the seasons, his ERA was over 8, so he's moving in the right direction, and we saw that today. He got 6 strikeouts, not much for him on the day, but bullpen did pretty good. Alexander and Garcia came in the last 2 innings, 1, 2, 3. I don't work for the Dodgers, just so you guys know. I do not work for MLB. I do not work for the Dodgers. I have nothing to do with them, just so you guys know. Stripling was the only one out of the bullpen today that really struggled. He got 2 outs, but then he gave up back-to-back doubles, so a run, and then he hit a guy. So not sure what really went on there. We had a big enough lead. It wasn't any worries, but Stripling's pretty decent usually coming out of the pen. So to see him get 2 outs and then struggle, not really like him, I feel like, but either way, offense killed it today. They went through all 9 batters just in the first inning alone. Beatty started it off. He only got 1 at bat today, but he did come away with a single. Chris Taylor ended up coming in for him later in the day. He had a great day. He walked, hit his 7th double of the season, and he singled, so he went 2 for 3 today with a walk. He did hit into a double play, but from time to time it's going to happen. Other than that, he looked incredible, looking a lot better than what we've seen from him. Kyle Garlick got 1 at bat today. Outside of him, Kike was the only, I'm not counting Garlick because he only got 1 at bat. Kike got 5 at bats. Kike was the only one not to get a hit in today's game. So that just goes to show you how on fire this offense was. Muncy, great game for him. well, I guess I should say in the first inning. He had a good start to the game. Put the ball in play quite a few times, so not a big deal. But he hit his 5th double of the season, knocked in a run, 31st RBI. Turner, he had a single to start the game, stole second base. There was no throw, but they counted it as a stolen base. He ended up getting pulled in the 7th inning just to give him some rest. Jock came in, single. He had an RBI triple, his 26th RBI, his 3rd triple this season. Also, I see some of you are doing it. If you're newer here, go ahead and start asking questions and I'll answer them in about 3 minutes. I should be done with the game recap. And also do me a favor, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Bellinger, only 1 hit for him today. However, it was a two-run home run, 46 RBIs on the season now. Crazy. His 18th home run. Yelich had a home run today, so now Yelich is a leader at 20. But you know what? Bellinger's doing it all the way around, so I can't complain. I don't care if he doesn't lead the league in home runs. I just need him to help this team win, and that's what he's doing. Seager, 2 walks for him on the day and a single, so getting there a little bit better. Kind of hopefully finding his swing because we do need him in there, especially where he's at in the lineup, protecting Bellinger, want him to do well. Now, David Freese, good day for him. Grand slam, it's 14th RBI on the season, got the 4 there. 4th home run on the season. He, off the bat, I thought it was just like a routine fly ball, but that thing went out opposite field. He had a walk today and a single, so again, he's kind of turning it around. We're hoping. Kike, only thing he had today was a walk, 1 strikeout. Other than that, just ground outs and fly outs, unfortunately. Barnes, great day for him. He had actually 2 doubles today, 6th and 7th double of the season. His 2nd double, he knocked in 2 runs, so he's now at 14 RBIs coming into the season. After his 2 RBIs today, he had gone, 14, 15. So now Barnes in his last 4 games is hitting 7 for 15, I believe it's at. He already has more extra base hits than he does this year than last. His batting average, just so you guys know, when Martin wasn't on the team, things did not look, or wasn't on the roster, he was on the IL, things were not looking good for Barnes. Just to give you an idea, Barnes has really, really turned it around. Since Martin has been back from the IL, that span, however many games, it's been like 15 games, something like that, 15, 20 games that Barnes has played, he's hitting 245. When Martin was on the IL, he was hitting like 110. So it goes to show when Barnes gets his rest, he's good to go. And that's all we need from him. So that's today's game recap. Really fun game. Hopefully you guys got to watch it. Just so you know, tomorrow's game is on Fox. So it should not be blacked out at all. If you want to watch it, Joe Davis is calling it along with Joe Buck. So we do have to put up with that, but it will be on TV for everybody. Now let me go through the questions. Do you feel like the Cubs are going to cause us trouble? I don't know. No, because they started off the season really bad. Obviously, their pitching is getting it done. They're hitting. I don't know. This Cubs team, ever since 2006, it's like they're good, then they're not. They're good, then they're not. Not that they haven't been good, but they're not the dominant team that we saw them to be. So I guess it just depends. Chris Bryant is heating up. That's huge for them. But honestly, I would take us 100% over them, and that's not even like bias. That's the fact that we have the 2nd best ERA in starting pitching and some of the best offense on our team. So I would not be too worried about that. Let me see. We don't have any more series left against the Pirates. We have 2 more games, Saturday, Sunday, then we're done with them. Let me see. So seasonal pass, I'm assuming you mean season tickets. Yes, I do have season tickets. As for what I do for work, I do work. I'm not getting paid to do a lot of the stuff. I do this. I have other projects that I can't necessarily talk about that are coming and on their way out. But to be 100% honest with you guys, my dad passed away in October. He was the one who got me into baseball. He knew how important this was. I knew how important it was to him, that I was doing everything I did. So I decided to take the year off and not work and go after everything I'm doing and kind of see where it ends up. He left me some money, so I'm able to do all this and be at all these games, go on all these trips, and hopefully make something out of it, because that's my goal. Somehow, some way, work in baseball, Dodgers related. So that's really it. Nothing exciting. I don't have some magical great job, unfortunately. How do we get a pin? I'm not sure what pin you're talking about. If you're talking about the Dodgers Twitter fan pin, you have to hit me up on Twitter, because you have to have a Twitter in order to get one. So you've got to be on Twitter. Who's your favorite player? Currently, it's Corey Seager, Walker Buehler. As you could see, he's making his way up there. Really like the young guys this year. Verdugo's been a lot of fun to watch it too. But right now it's Corey Seager, or it's been Corey Seager for about a year and a half, 2 years. Well, no, since 2017, I would say, is when I kind of went all in on the Corey Seager bandwagon fan, whatever you want to call this. But Corey Seager, I love me some Corey Seager. Is Corey Seager back on track for most part? It looks like it. His timing was a little bit off to start the season. I feel like he's getting there, because I don't think we're seeing as many strikeouts from him. He's putting the ball in play. He's getting hits. He's walking. Whereas I feel like when he first came into the season, he was a little bit just kind of pressing a little bit. When you're gone from a season for practically an entire year, you want to get out there and just get things going. And that's just kind of how it is. But no, I think he's headed on the right path. I don't think we're going to see the Seager we expect to see until maybe the second half, but I think he's headed in that direction, which makes me very, very happy. Where am I from? I'm in Orange, born and raised in Orange, Orange County, unfortunately. Not LA, but this is where I'm at currently in Orange. So I do not rep the Angels. I do not like the Angels. So I'm a Dodger fan. That's how my dad raised me. What were your thoughts on, and everyone else here, feel free to ask questions, because I feel like it's like the same 3-4 questions being asked. So I want to see more questions down there from more people, or even ask people on here. Talk to the people on here. I don't even care if it's not from me. Talk to whoever you want. Do you think we're going to sign? Oh, wait. What were your thoughts on David Freese' Grand Slam? I didn't think it was going to be a grand slam. I thought it was just going to be I almost thought it was going to be a bloop single. The way it came off the bat, it seemed so lazy, but I'm happy for him. He hasn't had the greatest of starts to the season, so hopefully tonight gets him going. He had a really good day at the plate, so I am happy for him. Will Ryu win the Cy Young? If he keeps doing what he's doing, yes. There's no doubt about that, but he can't slip up, because there are a couple guys who are kind of not too far behind him. Mike Soroka, I think is how you say his name, starting pitcher for the Braves, should be qualifying in the next start or two, and his ERA is, I think, under 1 currently, and he should be able to qualify for the leaderboards in his next start or two. So Ryu's capable of doing it. I think his biggest thing will be staying healthy. If he stays healthy and doesn't all of a sudden just fall off, I think he'll win it, because this is the Ryu that we kind of knew when we first signed him. Obviously, he wasn't this good, but he was very good. Now that he's finally back from all these injuries, hopefully this is everything going in the right direction. Is Urias going to play? Robert said on Tuesday when he was reinstated that they planned on using Urias this weekend. So I would be a little bit surprised to not see him. But then again, my guess is we'll see him on Sunday. Ryu, probably not going to see Urias. Ryu will probably give us 6 or 7 innings just based on what he's done the last few starts. And so he might play. I doubt tomorrow, though. I guess it just depends on the situation. But Roberts did say he will play. So that much I can tell you. The rest of it, I don't know. I don't know when it'll be. I don't know the situation. But Roberts did say he was going to be a big piece of the Pirates series. Do you think we're going to sign Craig Kimbrell? I don't. So after June 1st, a team can sign Craig Kimbrell and they don't have to give up a draft pick for signing him. So I think he will be signed shortly after that. However, the issue is when you have a guy like Jansen, who has been one of the best closers in baseball the last few years and has fallen off the last year or so, year and a half, it's going to be really hard to convince him to be okay with giving up some of those roles and not being the big ninth inning guy. And it's going to probably be a little difficult to convince Kimbrel to come over, who's used to being the best closer on his team and not really having to share that role as well. So unfortunately, I think some egos might get in the way. Jansen has kind of already said that the ninth inning's mine. It's my thing. I don't know if that was in response to Kimbrel or what it was, but he's kind of made it a little bit of a point that it's not, he doesn't really want to give up that ninth inning spot or share it. Personally, I want to win a World Series, so it is what it is. I want to see whatever's going to bring this team a win. If it means Jansen's going to be upset for a couple weeks, a month, if we get our championship ring, sorry, Kenley, I love you, but I want to see us win. That's what matters to me. Who do you think is the worst team? Oh, wait. Who are all the Dodgers you have met? This is a really long list. So I have to see if I can pull it up really quickly because I can't tell you off the top of my head. But I do, like a weird person, I do actually have it written down. Just because I wanted to be able to track. So I'm going to go over this really quickly because I've met a lot. Matt Kemp, Justin Turner, Clayton Kershaw, Adrian Gonzalez, D. Gordon, Oral Hershiser, Yasiel Puig, Alex Verdugo, AJ Ellis, Hyunjin Ryu, Howie Kendrick, Andre Ethier, Cody Bellinger, Scott Van Slyke, Tommy Lasorda, Nomar Garciaparra, Alex Wood, Kenley Jansen, Dennis Santana, Walker Buehler, Austin Barnes, Chris Taylor, Kike Hernandez, Kyle Farmer, Dave Roberts, Eric Karros, Rich Hill, Kenta Maeda, Ross Stripling, Chase Utley, and Corey Seager. So those are all the players, Dodger players I've met, at least the guys that have made it to the big leagues. I might have met one or two more from somewhere else, or in the minor leagues. But that's the only list I have, so I don't know if I'm missing anyone, but I've met quite a few of them. Who do I think is the worst team? Oh, good. Now I have to listen to that because, of course, he did. Eric, thank you for letting me know. Who do you think is the worst team? Also, go support Eric. He is a friend. His Instagram, he does a lot of the production stuff for the Dodgers. He does all the Facebook. He does a lot of the things you see on Dodger Vision. His username is ECVD. BLK, I think, something like that, but you'll find him on Instagram. He's really cool follow. You'll get to see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff and that he does for the team. Is there any team you hate? Oh, who's the worst team? I think it's the Orioles. I haven't looked at the standings at the last place team, but I think it's the Orioles. Any team I hate the Giants. There's other teams I hate more so because of their fan base or the experience I've had at the stadium, like the Diamondbacks. But I don't necessarily hate the team. Their fan base just has made me not like them. So the Giants are the only team that I actually just despise the team without having a reason. Their fans friggin' suck. We all know that. But the Giants, definitely the Giants. What can be done about the bullpen? Just self-improvement. Unfortunately, I don't think self-improvement's going to fix anything. I think the Dodgers do have to do something, whether that is sign Kimbrel, make a trade at the deadline, call somebody up. I don't think this bullpen has what it takes to get it done. We have now seen the bullpen back-to-back years kind of struggle a little bit when they get to the World Series. This year struggle a lot. However, there's no way this bullpen is better than the last two. So they've got to, yes, and what Vince is bringing up here, that is something I saw when we played the Reds. There were two guys. I think one was Iglesias, he's their closer. He's usually pretty good. There was someone else I saw. I don't remember who he was, but I was actually really liking what I was seeing from them, and their stats were very good. So the Reds right now are the only team I know. I unfortunately don't pay enough attention to other teams. I just happened to catch this because we played them and they came in. So I don't think this bullpen can get it done. And I don't think you can put the stress on Dustin May or Dennis Santana and call them up and go get us through. We need to get to October, help us. But this team does something at trade deadline almost every year, and that's what I expect. That's what I expect to happen. Do you think this is a better team than 2017? And do you think we will win the World Series this year? Yes. And my bias, of course, I think we're going to win it. However, I 100% believe that this team is better. I've said this quite a few times. Maybe not in the win column. Well, you know what? Actually, our division was pretty decent that year in 2017. So maybe we'll have a better shot this year. But it's yes. I don't know what it is. It's a special vibe, kind of chemistry feeling that I'm getting with these guys. Hang on. These comments on my phone. How do I just want to make them disappear off my phone so I can have them on my computer only. I keep reading them. It's a different vibe. It's a different chemistry. And I know some fans get upset by this statement. But I feel this way, my personal opinion. I think a lot of that had to do with Puig. I think Puig going was the best thing for the Dodgers. It's not that I didn't like him. It's not that he wasn't a good player. There was a lot that went with him. There were a lot of comments that came out afterwards from players on the team, veterans like Turner and Kershaw, that just made you kind of think there were things going on and that he just kind of bugged a few people and the clubhouse was really loud and kind of a distraction. He was kind of a distraction around. So I feel like there's a better vibe. This team they're goofy, they have fun. You have guys like Kike, you have guys like Verdugo who are bringing a lot of energy, but the energy is being brought, I feel like, differently than it was with Puig. Nothing against Puig. He was so much fun to watch, but like I said, I think there's a different vibe, and I think getting rid of guys like Grandal, who I kind of feel like always had a crappy attitude. Not that I know him in the clubhouse at all. I don't know any of these guys personally. But he just seemed to always have a bad attitude. He like never smiled, it seemed like. And then you have Puig, who we mentioned. So yes, and I think we'll win the World Series because I think we're the best team out there. I think the only teams that can really the only team I think that could give us some real trouble, in my opinion, is the Astros. I'm not too worried about the Yankees. They've had a lot of injuries. They're very, very powerhouse. They do have a good bullpen, but they just lost Andujar, I believe, for the season. Stanton's hurt again. I don't think Betances is back yet. I don't even think Severino has thrown yet this season. So that, to me, the Astros are the ones that would worry me if we go to the World Series, but I still think we're better than them. Honestly, 2017, we were the better team overall, but the Astros played better. So they were the better team in a 7-game series. We were the better overall team. We should have won that series, but they beat us, and it is what it is. I don't know. How do you guys feel about facing the Astros again in a World Series? I'm like back and forth on it, because if we win, that'd be great. It's the revenge. We win our World Series. We watch them lose. But I'm also terrified of what I don't want to go back to the World Series and lose. These last 2 years have been hard enough. But if we went back to the World Series for a 3rd year in a row and lost to the Astros for a 2nd time in 3 years, I don't think I could handle that. So it's like I don't even want to face the Astros, even if I think we can beat them, because I just worry about that feeling. But, that's just me. I don't know how you guys feel. When will Dallas Keuchel sign? He'll probably sign after June 1st. He has a draft pick attached to him as well, so I expect to see him go after that. He's really fallen off his velocity and kind of just the break on a lot of his pitches from what I read. Just don't expect him to be the guy that everyone was used to these last couple years. Last year is one of the worst seasons he's had, I believe, in his career. So might take a while, but I also just don't think he's going to get the money he's asking. And I think that might be a little bit what's holding him back right now from getting signed. Yes, I think the Phillies and Dodgers series next weekend is going to be a lot of fun. Especially with Harper coming. I feel like he's going to get booed a lot because a lot of Dodger fans wanted them here. Yeah, see, like mentioning a guy like Shane Green, you could be 100% right. I have no idea who he is. Unless it's teams we play and deal with, or it's like a big name kind of guy. I don't know anything about them, unfortunately. I don't have time to focus on other teams with as much effort and time I put into knowing everything about the Dodgers. Thoughts on Machado leaving the Dodgers for the Padres? I wanted Machado back. Not because I don't like Seager. I love Seager. I didn't want to see Seager go anywhere. I don't know. I really liked Machado, but I'm not upset. It's fine. I'm totally happy with the way our team is. Good for him. He has his money. He got what he wanted, so I don't really care at this point. I just am tired of him killing us whenever he plays us. We had a horrible fan base experience at the Padres Stadium. Have you encountered any horrible fan base experiences there, or were we just the lucky ones? So, I think more Dodger fans are going to get some hostility when they go to Petco now because the Padres are finally a little bit better. The last couple years I've gone, I never had any issues with Padres fans. There weren't many there. They had nothing to say. They couldn't talk much They couldn't trash talk very much, and now their fans have gotten very cocky because they started the season off strong and they're looking better. So unfortunately, I kind of feel like that's how it's going to be, as long as they're somewhat good and their prospects are kind of doing their thing. Paddock, Tatis Jr., and then Manny Machado. If they're succeeding as a team, I think that's how it's going to be, because I think the Padres are tired of us just dumping on them, especially when we go to Petco. So it is what it is. I'm sorry though that you had a rough time. That sucks. It sucks going to a different field and having a rough experience. San Francisco is very, very intense. If you ever want to see a game there, just make sure you go with a couple people and be prepared to have a pretty rough fan experience. So, well, it is what it is. It's the Giants, so I don't really expect anything different. Whoa. Dodgers are not getting Dallas Keuchel. He's not better than anyone in the starting rotation. It would be very, very dumb for the Dodgers to do that. He's not better than Kershaw. He's not better than Buehler. He's not better than Hill. He's not better than Ryu, and he's not better than Maeda. So it would, in my opinion, that would just be a waste to pick him up. No, I have never met Larry King before. Maybe one day, but I have not yet. What team do you think there's going to be a fight on the field with us? I don't know if there will be. I kind of feel like with Puig going, that took a lot of animosity from us when it comes to teams like the Giants. I mean, you never know. In my head, the one team that does come to mind is how much the Padres were hitting our guys. I think it was the home series, the 2-game home series, something like that. They did hit quite a few guys. So the thing is, when you're as good as the Dodgers are, the issue with hitting teams when they hit you is you take a chance of them throwing at Bellinger and hurting Bellinger. So if the Dodgers retaliate, which I know a lot of fans like to see, and I don't blame you, however, if they retaliate and Bellinger's in there and you have a guy who's throwing 95, 96 and they hit Bellinger to make a point, it's not worth losing Bellinger just for the Dodgers to retaliate and hit someone. So I don't know if we'll see anything like that on the field this year. I don't think we really have. Joe Kelly Fight Club in Boston is a thing, so I wouldn't really be upset if he got into it with someone. But I don't know if anything like that'll happen. Although I never mind when it does. As long as no one gets hurt, I think it's always a good time. The Boston and Yankee series, what's your thoughts? What do you mean? Are they playing right now or just in general? If you can answer that question, I'll give you my thoughts on that. What do you think of Verdugo chance of Rookie of the Year? I think Verdugo has a very good chance. However, there's a lot of really good rookies this year. There's Paddock, there's Pete Alonso, and they're all giving him. The thing is, Verdugo puts up good numbers in stats that a lot of people don't look at. His OBP, his OPS, his WAR, whereas MLB, a lot of people find home runs sexy, and that's what Alonso's doing. His batting average isn't the greatest. Verdugo's making good plays on defense, throwing guys out, but oh, okay. I'll answer that in a second. But he has a good chance. Paddock might get screwed because of an innings limit because he's a rookie. Yes, and there's Vladimir Guerrero, but he is in the AL, so he won't affect us with this award, luckily. Otherwise, it would probably be Vladimir. There is Tatis Jr. He's been hurt, so he's kind of fallen off. However, I do think he could give Verdugo a run for his money. I think Verdugo is all going to depend on playing time. It's going to be really interesting to see what they do when Pollock comes back. They might put Verdugo back on the bench. If that happens, it's going to be harder for him to win Rookie of the Year. But he has a shot. He has the talent to do it. He's a special player. It's going to be all about the playing time. and kind of just what happens, in my opinion, with Alonso and maybe Tatis Jr. Um, I mean, I don't hate the Angels. I just don't like them because of their fan base. But my dad was a Dodger fan, so that's how I grew up. I can see the fireworks from Angel Stadium at my house, but I never, ever, ever wore Angels anything. Didn't grow up cheering for them. I still have my first ticket. I went to my first Dodger game when I was 1. They lost to the Phillies. Angel Hernandez was the umpire that game, unfortunately. Not the home plate umpire, but he was the umpire that game. So I've been a Dodger fan my whole life. I've never, ever, ever once even wanted to wear anything Angels. Yes, I did see Verdugo on Intentional Talk today, and that was great. I think he has a really good personality that fits with this team. It's not super loud, but he's funny, and he knows kind of how to mesh in with the veteran players, which is always, always a good thing. I think Otani chose the Angels over the Dodgers because he has more say as to what he can do with the Angels. With the Dodgers, he wouldn't have been able to decide, well, I want to hit, I want to pitch. The Dodgers would have done whatever was best for the team. Also, Otani would have been playing under a ridiculous amount of stress in LA, and I kind of feel like he just did not want to deal with that. Because the Angels aren't set up to win. He's not going to win under that contract he's under. There's no way the Angels are going to turn it around that quickly. It would be a shock if they got it together before the end of his contract. But LA is a tough place to play. It's if you don't show up, we saw it happen with Baez, you'll get booed. We saw it happen with, I think it was Grandal got booed last year after some bad games. And I personally don't think Otani wanted to deal with the pressure. So that's just my opinion on it. How do I increase my chances of meeting a Dodger? Go to anything and everything you can. I met these guys at meet and greets. I've paid money. I've spent in the last, between 2017 and 2018, I've spent over a month at spring training, standing around. It's all about just being at the right place at the right time, but also going out of your way to be at the right place. You might have to pay some money. I had to do that to meet quite a bit of the guys that I set on my list. But spring training is the best way to do it. If you want to meet a player, go to spring training, and you're almost guaranteed to at least meet one if you're there early enough and close enough in line. Dodgers, Yankees, and the Dodgers Boston series. Dodgers, Yankees, I'm really excited with. Really excited to see. I have not seen the Yankees since they played the Angels back in the playoffs years and years ago at Angel Stadium. We did go to that game. My stepmom was an Angels fan. However, me, my dad, and my brother cheered for the Yankees that game. The Yankees won, and that's the last time I've seen the Yankees play in person. I've never seen them play the Dodgers. So I'm super, super excited for that series. Boston, I am going to Boston. So there's nothing I look forward to more this season than going to Boston. I will be there for like 5 days, all 3 games. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for those. Do you think the Dodgers should go after Mookie Betts? I don't know. Our outfield's pretty stacked. I don't think so. We have guys in the minors. Verdugo, it's his rookie year. Bellinger, it's his 3rd year. He's on contract. They signed Pollock for 4 to 5 years. So no, you don't want to just throw money at guys because they're the best guys out there. You have to make sure there's a fit on the team, and I just don't know. I like Betts a lot. I would love to have had him, but I think with our depth that we have, it's just not going to happen. But you never know. I'm very concerned for our bullpen too. You're not the only one. Quick stat I learned today. The Dodgers starting pitching is number 2 in overall in ERA. Yeah, starting pitching, they're 22 in the bullpen. However, the starters ERA is so good. It's like 2.96 that it has the Dodgers with the 3rd overall ERA in combining starters and bullpen. So that just goes to show how good our starters have been, because our bullpen has been so bad. They're 22nd out of 30 teams. So bad. Will Smith will probably be called up at some point. Don't know when. Could AJ Pollock be traded out? I doubt it. You know what? I understand the frustration with Pollock. However, I don't want to just give up on him just yet. They did not pay a lot of money for him. And we saw when he was healthy at the beginning of the season with the Diamondbacks, he's out with that elbow injury. He should be back sometime in July, I believe. However, that elbow injury has been an issue. The first time he had surgery on it, the surgeon screwed it up. He ended up having to go back because it was just the bolts and everything were shaking around in his elbow. He went back again, had to get it. That's when it fixed. Apparently, the stuff in there now got all infected, so that's been pulled out. So now he's got no more equipment in his elbow, from what I believe. I might be wrong on that, so don't hold me to it. But I want to give Pollock a real chance. He can hit, and he's a good player when he's healthy. But no, he's not going to be traded out. At least not this year, at least not next year. They wouldn't have signed him to a 4 or 5 year deal if they were just willing to get rid of him that quickly. I don't think Will Smith or Ruiz will get traded. The reason why I say that is because Martin is in the last year of his contract, so he's gone next year. Barnes might only have a year or two left, and he's not the greatest of hitting catchers. Where Will Smith is in AAA doing, I believe, pretty well. Kyber Ruiz still needs some work, but I think he's only, 19, 20. I don't really see them going anywhere. Otherwise, I feel like they would have traded them in the offseason to get Real Muto or whatever it was else out there that they were looking at. So I couldn't tell you, to be honest. But I hope neither of them go. There's plenty of other prospects they can move around, but if they have to and it means we're winning a world championship, it is what it is. Pollock should be back in July, I believe. No, I never really watched the MLB draft. I'll watch it sometimes in the first round just to see, just to kind of see how it's going. Just to see their first round picks, keep an eye on them, but I don't usually pay attention to it, just because the MLB draft, you wait like 5 or 6 years to see those guys most of the time, so I don't really pay too much attention. Dodgers versus Boston series in the regular season. We should be able to take them. We should be able to win 2 out of 3, but we'll see. Their starting pitchers finally turning it around. Our starting pitching has been better, so it's going to be all about the bats coming to life. And it's going to be all about the bats coming to life when we go to Boston. Do you collect signatures of all the Dodgers? I collect quite a few, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have maybe 30 signed baseballs. So quite a few of them. Some of them I haven't had anything on me to sign. I just happen to see them or take a picture, whatever the case may be. But I do sometimes, most of the time, but I don't really go for autographs anymore. Just personal things. So it is what it is. I got the ones I wanted. That's all I care about. Your uncle's Fernando? Because if you're lying, that's not cool. I mean, maybe most Dodger fans are fat. Have you been to LA? The food's amazing. I don't blame anybody. On how the fans are going to react to the Yankees in Boston, I think fans are going to be super excited. I think there's going to be a lot of booing at the Yankees when the Yankees come here, but it's going to be so much fun. The tickets are going to be stupid expensive, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the fans are going to love it. I can't wait. Yeah, he'll probably have to get some rehab in, couple rehab games, so it just depends. That's why I think they said July, because I think it was like 6 weeks, 2-3 weeks ago, something like that, and that would put him at the beginning, mid-June. So I think they said July, because he'd be able to get in some whatever. Sorry, some of these comments distract me when they pop up on the screen. I just need to learn not to read them. Is Corey Seager's post-surgery arm stronger than normal arm? It might be. I don't know if we have any data to back this, but I know with pitchers, sometimes Tommy John, when they come back from Tommy John, they throw harder because it's repaired. The UCL is repaired in there, the ligament. So he might be. I don't have any actual information, though, to back that up with. So I guess we'll just see how he throws the rest of the year now that he's actually got in some plays. Maybe we can tell. just with our eyes, and we'll see. I'll have to figure out how to look up throwing strength, like what they're throwing this year. Maybe we can find something on Seeger. World Series lineup. Okay. I have to think really quickly because it's a lot of moving around. It depends. Let's say a righty's pitching because that's going to make this the easiest on me. I would go with, to give us the most stacked lineup, I would go with Jock in left, Pollock in center field, Verdugo in right, Bellinger at first, Muncy at second, Seager at short, Turner at third, and Barnes behind the plate. As for the order of that, I don't know. It just depends on the season. Like me personally, I'd be putting Verdugo at top of the lineup, but Jaw keeps hitting home runs, so clearly Roberts knows what he's doing. But that's what I'd like to see. That was how I wanted to see the lineup most of the time going into this season, because I want to see Pollock, Jock, Bellinger, and Verdugo are our best hitting outfielders. And Bellinger can play first base better than Muncy, better than Freese. He hits better than both of them. And losing out on Kike or Taylor playing second base isn't a big concern for me. I think we can easily make up their production offensively. So I'd rather have that in there. Muncy's defense isn't the greatest, but he's been a lot better. So just have to kind of wait and see on that. Do you think we need a new stadium? No, I would be so sad if we got a new stadium. I think it needs some renovations, but I don't think it's bad. Okay, whatever's going on, y'all need to chill in the comments, especially if you're not even a Dodgers fan. I appreciate you being here, but please, please, please don't start issues with the Dodger fans on here. Now I lost the question. New stadium. No, it might need some renovations, like the pavilion seats. But other than that, it's not a bad stadium by any means when you realize how long it's actually been there. They've put a lot of money, hundreds of millions into it the last couple of years. So All-Star game next year, they're going to have to put some money into it. So I have a feeling in the off season, we will see quite a few updates come, so that way they're ready to go for the All-Star game. Do you think we are the best team in the MLB? Yes. Well, I think we're borderline right up there. I do. Oh, wow. They just said Turner probably won't play tomorrow. So apparently they got him off of, they took him out to rest him on his feet, but I just saw a notification on Twitter that said won't probably play tomorrow. So hopefully he's okay. Someone on the broadcast mentioned when he slid into second base, he got up a little gingerly. So I really, really hope that that's not the case and he's okay. Back to the best team in MLB. I just think the only thing that's really holding us from taking over, like, no doubt about it, is the bullpen. As soon as that gets fixed, there's no team that we should have a problem when it comes to keeping up with other teams. Yeah, offense, we could do it. It's just about the guys coming through. It's the bullpen at the end of the day. For me, that's all it is. The bullpen's the only thing that's holding us back. We easily have the best rotation. I think we have the scariest lineup, or at least right up there. But that's just my opinion. Of course, I'm biased though because I love the Dodgers. I don't want to think any team's better. Who do you think will have a better career, Will Smith or Kaiber Ruiz? Ruiz is supposed to be the better hitter. Will Smith is supposed to be very good defensively. Will Smith is a little bit older. Well, no, I think Smith might only be 2-3 years older. But Ruiz is much higher rated than, or higher ranked than Smith. So if we're going off that, I would say Ruiz. I also haven't seen them play enough in person to have a real kind of opinion on that. Any idea when All-Star game tickets would go on sale? It should be, if I remember when they did it at the Padres, it's like, I think 2 or 3 months in advance. I mean, I'm a season ticket holder and I'm keeping my tickets because I'm hoping it'll get me priority to buy All-Star game. And obviously I've heard nothing about it, but I would assume that will happen about 2-3 months in advance. They'll have probably a lottery that you get chosen from, and then you can buy the 3-pack, which is like the Fan Fest, Home Run Derby, and the game. So as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know, but I don't think we're gonna hear any of that until next season. Injury update on Pedro Baez. He threw off the mound today. Roberts expects him to be ready to go tomorrow or Sunday, so we got very lucky there. Nothing on Tony Cingrani. He's still doing rehab starts. Seems to be doing pretty well. I think they're a little bit nervous of kind of rushing him back. We did that once before. Not rushing him, but we brought him back once before. He was not good, and he ended up getting hurt again for the season. So I just think they don't want to rush it. He was very good for us in 2017. So, yeah, no need to rush that. Oh, that's awesome. Have fun at his camp. I answered the Astros Dodgers one. Yes and no. I want our revenge. I don't want to lose to them again. That's how I feel about it. It would suck if we lost to them again. But it would be really nice to have our revenge World Series. But we'll have to wait and see. Right now, that's what it sounds like a lot of the professionals are saying, or whatever you want to call them, experts, analysts. They're thinking it's going to be Dodgers, Astros. So we will have to wait and see. I hope that is the case. But other than that, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to go. Matt Beatty, I like him. He hits the ball hard. He's going to probably be gone as soon as Pollock comes back, but it is what it is. He just, unfortunate timing for him. He plays positions that are very, very well stacked. If he played second base, he'd be in much better shape. But other than that, I'm going to go. Thank you guys again for tuning in. As always, I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We will do this again next week at Dodger Stadium. So 4:30. I will see you guys 4:30 next Friday. I'll see you for the regular vlogs tomorrow, but next Q&A will be Friday at 4:30 p.m.